one of the best African defenders of all time.
His legacy will be unforgettable.
The ultimate box-to-box midfielder.
Africa's all-time World Cup top scorer.
Hello, my name is Jeannine Anthony. I am the founder of Ladies Nigeria Women's Football Network. I've also been a reporter, producer and presenter for the BBC and Premier League Productions, and currently a freelance sports journalist from Nigeria. So I'm excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Ibrahim Mustapha. I'm a journalist, broadcaster and author who's been writing about African football for a number of years.
Goalkeepers are often overlooked, and it was really hard to kind of pick who my goalkeeper would be. I just had to go for the Black Spider, the Arachne, Thomas Nkono of Cameroon.
Definitely, I think he stands out as sort of Africa's number one goalkeeper who played at the World Cup. Obviously, you talk about 1982 and his impact on that team and helping them, go unbeaten against some good sides as well. And there's always a funny story of Gianluigi Buffon, who, as a 12-year-old, said he watched Thomas Nkono and it's what inspired him to change his position from playing as a striker to want to play in goal. So, yeah, his impact stretches far and wide, even further beyond the borders of Cameroon. So in defence, I've gone with Taribo West of Nigeria. I mean, obviously, he's better known for all the fancy hairstyles and everything like that. But beyond that, he was actually a very good and very solid defender. Strong, tough in the tackle. Not the fastest, but he was very hard to beat. And obviously, at club level, he played for some of the best sides. I mean, he played for both the Milan sides during the late 90s, but was a part of the Nigeria side that reached the second round in 1998, who were, up until their second round match, were actually pretty good, and he was a key part of that.
One of the best African defenders of all time, Nourdine Nebet of Morocco. Absolutely marshaled that defense for Morocco at the 1994 and 1998 World Cup. He was known as a very standout player, not just in defense, but in possession. He could read the game very well. He had very good physicality around his game, and his composure was just absolutely right to read the game. Having been in a lot of teams as one of Africa's players to beat, he is rightly regarded in my team as one of our defenders. I'm just so in awe of this man, Emmanuel Koundé of Cameroon, part of that team that also was unbeaten at the 1982 World Cup, which gave them the name of the Indomitable Lions, and then part of the team as well at the 1990 World Cup. In fact, he scored against England in that game where England did defeat Cameroon in the end, but he was just absolutely sublime for that team. He had a lot of experience coming into the team. He worked really well with the likes of Milla. He worked really well with the goalkeeper as well, and he was just absolutely solid in that team. And I think for me, he's just absolutely brilliant to be as part of my back four.
Well, my second defender will have to be Ghana's John Mensa, who is nicknamed the Rock of Gibraltar due to his size and strength and how, so sort of physically dominant he was at the back there for Ghana during both the 2006 and 2010 World Cups, where, Ghana first made it to the second round on their debut World Cup appearance and looked, again, tough to beat until they sort of came up against a really strong Brazil side. And then 2010, when we all know how well Ghana performed in that tournament and were basically on the brink of a semi-final appearance, and John Mensa at the heart of their defence was, key to all of that. And he actually captained Ghana during that 2010 World Cup as well.
So in midfield, Africa has just been blessed with just a plethora of stars, but maybe one of the standouts would definitely be Yaya Toure of Ivory Coast, the ultimate dream box-to-box midfielder. His size, his technical skills, he was adept at set pieces. He went on to have a blistering club career. We've had some really outstanding midfielders, and none of them really typifies more. And when you look at just the number of African Player of the Year awards he's just won, Yaya Toure will be in everybody's World Cup Team 11 for Africa.
a certain Papa Bouba Diop of Senegal. I mean, it was only one World Cup, but he made such an impact at the 2002 World Cup. I mean, he'd gone in, I mean, just because of his physical size, he was compared to someone like Patrick Vieira. He was nicknamed the wardrobe during his time in England because he was impossible to move. He actually upstaged Vieira as unforgettably in the very first game of the 2002 World Cup when Senegal famously beat France 1-0, in which Papa Bouba Diop scored the only goal, and obviously kicked off what was a fantastic tournament for Senegal as they reached the quarterfinals. He went on to score twice more in a thrilling game against Uruguay. Yeah, his legacy will be just, well, it's unforgettable just based on that one tournament alone, I feel.
I mean, if you ask of this man in this country, they would say he's arguably the greatest player that the country has produced, and that is Balumi of Algeria. 1982 and 1986 World Cup, he made his appearance. He was just absolutely majestic to watch. Very tireless runner. The law in his country meant that before the age of 27, you couldn't move. So a lot of times he is underrated because a lot of people didn't see his impact beyond the domestic scene. But he was just absolutely majestic to watch. Even Pele saw him play and said, that player is one to look out for. Like, he absolutely enjoyed the way he played and also acknowledged his ability on the pitch. I think Asamoah Gyan is undeniably, undisputably should be in that starting 11. First of all, he's the African highest goal scorer at the World Cup, 6 goals. You cannot doubt his intelligence, his speed, his skill. He's just been absolutely professional with his team. Let's not forget about his dance moves. He's also a musician and a dancer as well. During the day, he scores goals for fun. At night, he dances and he's a musician.
There's no denying, like you say, his quality as a footballer and the impact he's had at the World Cup for African football, let alone just for Ghana.
How about this man, Milla of Cameroon? That song that says age is nothing but a number. He just absolutely defies that. At the 1990 World Cup, he retired, and he was so good, for the qualifiers ahead of the 1990 that the President B at the time, said, come back to the team. And my word, that 1990 team just stunned the world.
For me, I think he was the catalyst for the sort of the explosion of African footballers being scouted more in the 90s. He showed people what African footballers to that sort of superstar level, and yeah, I think the doors were open after that from based on him, and obviously the dance just makes him iconic.
Now, this player that I have, he's none other than Ahmed Musa of Nigeria. For a player who scored more goals than Samuel Eto'o and Didier Drogba at a World Cup, not just his blistering pace or his dribbling, is the fact that he would also depend on him to be the ace to change a game. I personally feel like he should be making our team because he gives us that bit of dynamism as well.
So in goal, we'll go with Cameroon's Thomas Nkono.
So in defense, we have Noureddine Abed from Morocco, Emmanuel Koundé from Cameroon, Taribo West from Nigeria, and John Mensa from Ghana.
In midfield, we have Ivory Coast's Yaya Toure, we have Senegal's Papa Bouba Diop, and Algeria's Lakhdar Belloumi.
And our front three, Asamoah Gyan from Ghana, Cameroon's Milla, and Nigeria's Ahmed Musa.
Pretty solid team now. What do you think? Could they win a World Cup?
Yes, they definitely can win. If we have a bit more substitutes as well, they can win. And I also believe you and I as coaches, we have this vision to put this together. I think we'll make great coaches and actually lead this team to the next World Cup, and they can win it.
It's a deal. Let's do it.
Deal.